We've got an amazing business leader, sought after business leader coming next Tuesday. And I was like, yes, okay. Now we get to hear from the powerhouses, the female powerhouses of this country. And my next guest achieved great success at a very young age. Yolanda Cuba was only 29 when she was appointed CEO of the Mvelapanda Group. I mean, this is a JSE listed conglomerate. Can you imagine, as a 29-year-old, being one of the youngest CEOs included in the 20 youngest power women in Africa by Forbes magazine to look out for? And 29, I mean, that's a young age. She's considered one of the world's youngest CEOs, in fact. So a great feat for this amazing woman. So what makes her tick? What has been the secret to this meteoric rise, to the success that she has had? She joins us now as a Chief Officer for Strategy and Business Development at Vodacom, but she wears various hats as well. She stepped down in 2010 from Velapanda, but over the years she has served on boards of SA's blue chip companies like APSA, the Steenhoff, Life Healthcare, Renault, SAB, and recently she of course took the helm as the Chief Officer for Strategy and Business Development at Vodacom. Beautiful. Just beautiful. Welcome, Yolanda. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, Azania, and thanks for having me here.
Well, it's been 4 years since you stepped down from Mvelapanda, and of course you were responsible for winding down the company and its many investments. What have the past 4 years been like? Has it been incredibly reflective?
It's been quite reflective, and the journey that I've taken has taken me to new heights and new things, and I think and has led me to actually grow as an individual and also as a business person as well.
But being 29 years old and being selected to be the CEO, of course you had been the deputy for a couple of years, but then getting this appointment, what was your initial thought? Did you doubt? Could you believe it?
Initially, I couldn't believe it. I think the bigger appointment though was when I became deputy CEO, because that I wasn't expecting. After about 3 years of being a deputy CEO, you sort of start working with the CEO to actually prepare you for the role. Whereas with the deputy CEO, no one actually prepares you for the role. And when I was told that I was just being considered as one of the candidates, I actually went home and I jumped around my bed. So yeah, but then
like the young person that you were at the time.
Yes. But the realization then comes, and you actually realize the enormity of the role that you actually have.
And a lot was said as well about your appointment to that position. There were people who were just detractors who couldn't believe and didn't understand after such a short working life how you had done it.
Yes.
What do you say to them now?
I said at the time, what I said, because a lot of people said it was impossible, and I said yes, it is impossible for you, not for me. For me, I think I can apply my mind, I can apply myself. I've got enough competence for the people that believed in me to give me the role to actually deliver to them. So a part of it was fake it until you make it, and part of it was really just a real sense of commitment and wanting to make a difference and actually wanting to have an impact in society in general, and also
in this country. Women's Month comes around, we start to look at the realities of women in the workplace, and sometimes these things go off the agenda, and sometimes they become something we apply ourselves to for the whole year until we revisit these issues again. And one of the things that often comes up is that we have women in leadership. South Africa does fairly well in government particularly. We still need more representation in corporate, but that it's incumbent on those women who have attained certain positions to ensure that they support and bring about the change we need to see for women lower down to have that support. What are your feelings as far as the change or the impact that female leaders have had in this country, especially for those that are up and coming, to change the structures and the support that exists for them?
I think we've had really, really amazing women. I'll pick on one or two. Let's pick on Jill Marcus. Jill Marcus said, this is what I want to become, this is what I want to do, and by the way, Yolanda, by the way, Nomkita, by the way, Funeka, and others, I'm going to bring you along. So you always had an A line to Jill Marcus, even as governor. you know. And for me, that's important. It's just that ability of other people to bring people along. I mean, she would actually have board meetings with school children, you know, and ask some of us to actually be part of the board meeting with them and actually discuss the real issues that we would discuss at board level. And for me, that's the exposure that we need. That's the opportunity to actually start engaging and actually start thinking about what our future could hold. That was actually important in those kind of sessions. And so people like that, Maria Ramos, awesome woman, actually brings along a lot of women as well as she goes up. For me, those are the women that are really, really inspirational. They help us actually get there.
It is 29 minutes past 2. My guest this afternoon is Yolanda Cuba. Your tweets, Tembela says, true leaders don't make followers. They create more leaders, as she does. Leadership has to be, a leader has to be a good listener. And, well, that's shorthand. But I love that sentiment, as you said, that they create more leaders. And Dumi is quoting you that if we did it, what would we have done differently? That that's your approach to not accepting that things cannot be done, that, you know, upon reflection. So we continue this conversation after the headlines. It is 2:30 with Katlego Mokhase.